So one of the things that I'm asked about often and when I talk to companies and I hear is one of the top challenges is around paying suppliers. In this very unique category, you've got hundreds of suppliers because you're doing events globally, you need a lot of local, and it may only be that you use them once or twice a year. So onboarding them onto a typical company system is a very difficult process. That's one challenge. The second challenge is also around the way that payments are made to suppliers. In events, you have a venue you're procuring or a speaker you're procuring, you may have a deposit that is requested, and then there's a balance, but then there's overtime, and then there's these additions. So your typical ERP type purchase order process doesn't really work well for anyone. So then companies actually wound up going to meeting card solutions, saying, okay, there's flexibility then to be able to put the meeting cards, which are like credit cards, in the hands of the event managers or someone central, and when they need a payment, they could simply go pay and don't have to go through this onerous process. Well, now after having a couple years of that, there's some major challenges that have come to play. The first is around the visibility. Meeting card does not give you the visibility that you need. They may be high level where you could say, you know, it's all food and beverage, or this is all non-food and beverage, but really if you truly look at any company that's using meeting card, and that data alone does not give them granular visibility that allows them to really negotiate. The second is around compliance. So I hear a lot of stories around finance people trying to chase the planners afterwards to get the invoices. Meeting cards don't have individual accountability to it, so the company's got to pay it, and someone could theoretically be going using their meeting card for anything. The third issue is around budget compliance. So there's often where you've got a budget that's allocated and you're using this card, and then you don't get your statement till 30 days later or 40 days later, and then suddenly you've got these bills and you've already spent your budget, and there's all these issues with it. So definitely significant problems with the meeting card, and while it gave the flexibility of payment, we lost compliance and visibility. People are always asking me for what is the solution to it, and there are solutions that are out there, and I think people don't just say, okay, we're going to go to meeting card and that's the only option, or it's my regular ERP purchase order system. There's that combination that gives you both, and EVED actually is one of those offerings that is able to solve that problem. We think about it where how do we give everybody everything? And that's where our category-specific platform really comes in and says, all right, we're going to provide a purchase order solution, but it's going to be geared very much towards this business category that's going to be simple and easy to use and allow the flexibility that's needed for the payments. And therefore, it gives the flexibility of a meeting cart, but the control and the compliance of a purchase order system.